Hello once again, everybody in YouTube land. This is Anthony Gray. I'm returning back to my paper canvas. I did a tutorial of 3-point perspective earlier. I said I was going to paint what I have here. Okay, I know you see a bunch of scribbled up mess and there's a lot of lead on the paper, but that's okay. We're going to get right to it. I'm going to paint a nice, still using the concept of 3-point perspective. I'm going to paint a nice little forest scene. Alright. But what I'm going to do is an acrylic medium. I'll wet my brush a little bit. Dip right into my liquid glaze. Okay. I'm going to just glaze the whole thing. Now, if you already kind of know what you want to put down, you know, it's alright if you end up painting over what you've got drawn. Okay, like I say, it'd be a pretty quick painting. Just want to get it nice and slick. That's about it, enough. And then I'm going to just start right on it. Obviously the background first. And I'm just going to coat it with titanium white. As you can see, it easily covers your pencil lead. And I'm going to have other colors here also, so it really doesn't matter. Okay. All of that will be covered up. You won't even tell that I had anything on here when it's all said and done. Now that I've got the colors pretty much all saturated with white, alright, I am going to get a nice little bright spot right here in the center. Just like that. Just let it fade on through. Okay. Just like you see. I'm going to take the corner of the brush and right around here, a little. Actually, it's magenta coloring. Just fade it on through. A little more down here. Now I'm going to get a little more white, a little more yellow. All the way down here with it. I want to keep the yellow and the white strong here in the center, really. And if it tacks up, even better. Have that go along here. I basically want a brightened up color all around in here, especially around this center area. A little more magenta in here. Now, with that done, okay, shouldn't have did that. That's okay, I can correct that. Wanted that to be the brighter spot. Or white, a little more yellow in there. Cover that right up a little bit there. Once it dries up, I'll just go back over it again. So there's really no worries. Rinse off my large brush here. I'm going to take my soft blender brush. I'm going to smooth all that out. I'm going to go in a circular motion. I kind of like doing it in a circular motion. It kind of brings the edges together. Okay. I really don't want no hard lines. Even though the majority of it is kind of splotched, which is fine. Kind of what I was going for. I still want this part of here in the center to be a little brighter. So, really put on that yellow, some titanium white, Put it right in there together. I still want this part to kind of shine through the most. Alright. Put that in there for a second. And still, yet, just very lightly, circular blend. Okay. Just like so. That's pretty much how I want that. I might want to darken just a little bit down below in here. Just a little more. Maybe a tad of magenta down here. And a little sap green. Don't want any, just want to blend it in there, a little dark, a little more sap. I'm only using the corner of the brush. Okay, as you can see, the acrylic is still wet because of the glazing medium, which is perfect. Okay. Maybe just a spot of blue. Yeah. You can't really have an effective light spot without the dark. You do need darkness to show off your light areas. Okay. It's starting to tack up a little bit, which is perfect, so I can get my blender. Very soft. Going circles. And I do mean soft. Okay. Slowly blend your colors in together. Like I say, it's starting to tack up, so it's even better. Just like so. Very nice blend. Very soft blend. It'll all come together, all makes sense after a while. And I'm going to keep, like I said, in with the 3-point perspective, because I did not move my paper left, right, and the top guidelines are still there. Okay. What I'm going to do is put tree trunks all along here. Alright. I'm going to darken a mixture of brown and blue. Almost an equal mix. I want it fairly dark, but a little on the brown side. Tap it in with a little bit of water. Still using the same brush. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, right from here, is slowly drag it downward. Still keeping with the perspective of narrow at the top, slightly larger toward the bottom. Okay. And keep it in this type of formation, even up here. I'll get a little stem there. Here. Okay. I might even darken it up a little bit more. Follow your line. Maybe around here. Get it really thick at the bottom. No harm in going over it a little bit bit more. Okay. Dip it in. When I dip it in the water, I'm only dipping in the tip of the brush, right around there. Wipe it on the palette here. Alright. I'm not using too much color either. Maybe one right in here, like so. Straight down. Might have some. You know what? I'll just make them darker. What I'm going to do is add a little bit of the violet color in with the dark blue. To set it darker. And to set them back more, I want some branches. Still following along the lines. Some back here. In between here. A few. One coming up this way. A little more magenta. A little more blue. Touch of green. Some brown. Get that brown in there. I'll put some smaller ones even further back. Even one back here. Some smaller ones yet. As long as they're all pointing somewhat in the same direction. Okay. Just like that. Now, here to be different here, I'm still going to put some, a little bit of ground down below here. Maybe somewhere around here. Just darken that red up down there. And brush some color upward. Kind of, nah, I don't like that. Cover it back up. I'll do something else with that. But that's basically what I wanted done right there. Now, those are the tree trunks. And they're going to be mostly in silhouette because the brightness is up above up there. Okay. Up there, it has tacked up a little bit. It's one of the benefits of acrylic. It does dry ridiculously fast. Okay. I'm going to take just a tad of white, a little bit of yellow, more white and yellow. I still want this spot a tad brighter in there. Just down in here like that. I'm going to just tap it. Okay. Dry it off. The blender brush very lightly. Fade it right in there. Just like that. Just like so. Okay. I'm gonna moisten my blender brush, you really don't want the paint to settle in your brush. The soft blender brushes, you want to keep them as soft as possible. Don't really want it to dry up on these soft bristle brushes. Okay, now with that done, okay, I'm going to take a trusty little sponge. I am going to moisten said sponge. Okay. Don't need it soaking wet. You do need it to be, just moisten it up a little bit. Dry it off. I'm gonna get some of that same dark color that I used. And in no particular kind of fashion or whatever, just crumble it up, just like that. Take the dark color I've made, just put it in there, like so. Probably end up making a little bit more. And you're just gonna tap some leaves in there. Okay? In that fashion, like that. But before I do that, I want to add some, I gotta mix some more dark color. I want to add some branches. And the branches will be in perspective. Even though they're branches and they kind of wiggle all over the place, I'm going to show you how that gets done. Okay. I do got a pretty dark color here. Let's get rid of some of that color. It's the best way. Really not to waste any paint. And that doesn't matter. Don't really want to waste all that paint, so I'll rinse off the brush here. The bigger branches will be, I'm going to use a 1/2-inch brush. I'm going to get it wet, dip into the dark color here. The more moist the brush, the better for this part. You kind of want the paint to be a little loose. Alright. And just go from whatever point. Now say it's getting close, it's closer to you. The branches will be thicker. Like this. Okay. You have some jutting in front of and behind the other trees. Like so. Some down below here, like I said, they will be way thicker toward the base. And as you actually go away from it, like say for instance around here, they get pretty thin. And go shooting off in all sorts of directions. Okay. The ones that are a little closer go in front of the others. Pretty much like that. You can get some even larger branches. Like I don't know, something here down below. Have it go right on across. Like that. Have them V out in all sorts of directions. Just go Have them interchange and across with each other. Okay, I want some down in here. Some this way. Like I say, you can have some of the branches intersect with each other. I do tend to have a habit of using the same brush. If you want to go smaller, use what's comfortable for you. Alright? I'm going to use a script liner brush in a second. Matter of fact, I have this one go off the page here. I kind of like it. Go off. Alright, I'll use the script liner. Finish it off. I always dampen my brush before putting it into the paint. Alright, now with the script liner brush, this thin fellow here, you can get into the minute little details. It's like making the letter Y all over the place. You find yourself running out of paint, you'll feel it. I mean, you can make it as detailed or not as detailed as you want. Alright. But as you can see, the further you go up, the thinner they are. And they're still pointing up towards that center line. Even though it gives the impression that they're going left or right, they're actually going upward. Make sure you try not to intersect too much with the previous branches. Okay. Now, here comes the fun part. Paintings in silhouette, if they're stark, in stark contrast silhouette, pretty fun to do. Dip it a little more in the water. I do have enough of the dark, and we'll have a little fun. Just touch, pat. Alright, you see the interesting patterns that it gives off. Alright, what I'm going to do is take the sponge itself. I'm going to just blend the color with the actual sponge. Little green, little blue, a little bit of brown. You can hear me patting away back here with it. Just get a nice dark blend. Just keep touching and patting away. Even down here. All I'm doing is just touching, patting. Change the position of the sponge. Okay. Now even for me right now, that's still a little bit too light. So I will dip in a little bit of my black gesso. But you only need just a touch, because the brightness will not show as powerful unless you have a very strong dark. Now the black is being mixed with the blue and the green. Excuse me. Now while, you'll see a difference. See that? Little patches here and there, even down below. I'll hold on to it here. I want some all around deep in there, just to give the impression of being in the deep, dark woods. But don't cover up all your light, even up there. I will take, I have to dip it in a little more water. I got paint on it. Don't want to oversaturate. I'll squeeze a little bit of it out. And you're just going to touch in spots, getting some more paint. I'm using the side of the sponge. It gives a lot of interesting patterns. Like I said, I really don't want to overkill. Still a little wet, because I want a little bit of shrubs and stuff like that down below. But I don't want to, like I say, take away all the dark. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse off my sponge totally. There. I'll get to the sink and I'll really clean it off. I'm going to add some more dark to this, use a, let's see, I'll use the filbert here, large filbert brush. I'm going to dip into the magenta, blue, a little bit of green, more blue. I still got some brown in here, mix the brown in there. Get it fairly dark and a little thicker. And I'll darken up some of those patches, because like I said, the effect won't be as strong unless you have a very strong background or foreground. You gotta have very strong dark to accentuate the light. And some of these I'll take and I'll just push. Okay. I want maybe some dark patches to even join each other, but not too much. I want to accentuate some leaves in here, kind of a leaf pattern. Like so. Here in the upper corner, make it as dark as possible. Make it appear like you're just being smothered in the woods here. Okay. Now here in the bottom, I'll just tap. Get some patterns going here down the bottom. And the direction of the trunks is actually helping with the effect of your still looking upward. Okay, you can still see the branches through it all. The haze of blue, magenta, a little bit of green in there. Now, with all of that, I have to wait for it to fully dry. I can make all that a glow And see all this patches in here? Just make rays coming all through there. Alright. That will not be a problem. I'm going to rinse off my rather dirty brush. Rinse it off pretty good. I think I'm going to dabble on some highlights here and there. I'm not going to use the filbert, but I'll use a fan brush. Okay. And since our highlight is the yellow-white mixture, this is a pretty stiff fan brush too. It's been through its battles. Okay. I'm going to just touch, I believe right along the edge. Give it a little edge line here. And all you need to do, really, is just touch. Don't press and make it slide on you. Okay. Bit here. More or less along the edge, if anything. Just fade it away. The more you tap in the spot and go downward, the more it tends to recede. Okay. Just like that. Okay. You get a lot of effect just by doing something like this. Just a little bit here. All to your taste, really. Just like that. Now I'm going to only use the corner of the brush. I'll accentuate a little bit of the bushes here on the side. Matter of fact, I'll even use a touch of green with the yellow and the white. Just a few little dots here and there. Just using the corner of the brush. Just a little tap here and there. Kind of really show off just the tops of the bushes. I don't want to go there. Maybe here. Keep it in the front a little bit. Excuse me. Yeah, something like that. Now, if I so choose, not much, but just a touch here and there. And I'm going to go in a circular pattern, just around the edges. You'll see where they are, the little gaps. And do it just like on top of the dark spots here and there. Not too much. Just here and there. Okay, maybe something peeking through there. Still adds to the realism of little bits of sun peeking through here and there. Alright, still keep it in kind of a circular pattern. Here and there. A circular like that. Even maybe around the edges here. Pretty much like that. Maybe one right here, just dangling around. And should be about it right there. Now, with those highlights, like I say, I'll wait for it to dry a little more. I'll make this glow extend all into the branches without overpowering, and then lightly put some sun rays, probably through the gaps here. Okay, so it's going to take a little while for this to dry. All up in here where the paint's a little thick, so I'll leave it be. And when I come back, well, before I do that, before I shut it off, I'm going to add some more color because I feel it needs it, and I think it'll look pretty cool. Take some blue, touch this white, just the tip of the brush, little specks here and there, not too much, just, you know, on the top, floating around a little bit, maybe more toward the back since it is a darkened color. And then I'll take the magenta, a little bit of white, just brighten it up a little bit. Now, magenta kind of, it's a strong color, kind of draws your eye, so just, you know, be mindful of that. Maybe some down here, maybe even a little bush right in there. Couple here. Yeah, maybe some on top of that blue. Very pastel color. I'll keep it all toward the bottom here. Brings a whole different dimensionality to your painting. Alright. What I'll do is I'll rinse this off. I'll let this dry. Come back with the sun rays, finish it off, and there you go. And believe it or not, it's still 3-point perspective because of the trunks of the trees going in a circular motion toward one spot, which is up here. Alright. Even the leaves and the highlights will reflect that, and even it will accentuate it even more once because the highlights will not come from here. It's going to come from here, still going in that direction. Alright. But you'll see once I get done. Be right back. Okay. We're back. Painting's all dry. Painting's dry. I want to put a soft glow in here. We're going to get some sun rays kicking from here in certain spots. And then I will call it finish. So, I want to brighten it up, but you don't want to really overpower. Alright, so you're going to get to the dry brush method, and you're just using a touch of white with the yellow. Okay, and what you're going to do is once you get the mix that you want, you're going to take that mix, put it on the brush, and then wipe a bunch of it away. And you're going to very lightly, oh so lightly, go in a circular mesh pattern around your dark area of where you want the glow to be. Remember, very lightly. And you can always dip back into your color and go as heavy or as light as you want. I would suggest a little on the light side. Right now I'm going in between the leaves. Just give a slight hint of a glow. Not too much. Just enough where you can physically, you can kind of see it change a little bit. Then you step right off. Okay. I want to do it mainly. All I'm doing is going back into the paint a little bit. around the tree line. Fade it in just a little bit. And believe me, it may not look like you're doing much, but you step back and you'll see the transition there. You should be able to see it. Okay, a slight little glow. If you want it a little brighter, well, I'm going to go into the center here with a little more white. Just a little bit, not much. Because remember, as it dries, it sets darker. Alright, just remember that. But like I said, you don't want to overpower everything. Just in spots here and there. I think that should be about enough. I'm going to take the very same brush. Alright. Dip it in a little bit of water, not much. Because I still have some of that color on there. Dip it in the color again that was already it already made up. I can't emphasize how light you have to have this touch to do this. All right, you'll start from up here, not here, up here, to keep the dimensionality of your 3-point perspective. Very lightly. Just like that. Go straight down. Okay. A little bit more. Keep it very light. Like so. Might want a couple of very thin lines here and there. The thin one right there. Keep it consistent. I might want a thin one going on the bottom of this, touching straight down. Now, see this little patch here? I like that. We're going to work with that. We're going to work with it right here. That little patch. As a matter of fact, because I want to highlight that patch a little more, put a little more white into it, very lightly, very lightly. Keep it light. Right in there, like so. Okay. You might want a thin one, like, and just go and stop. Okay. Let's do another one on this side. Just come through and stop. Alright. Whole different look to your painting now. Okay. I'm going to just tap a little bit here. Just to brighten up that one spot. Maybe here. Brighten it up just a little bit. Maybe a spot or two here. Just like that. Now, just because I can, well, I'll show you one more effect. Then I'll call it a day. I'm going to take a little bit of white only on the tip of the brush, the corner. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to wipe it off on the towel. I'm going to get some water, dip the whole brush in the water, just the front end. Okay. I'll show you. You should know. You're not going to be able to see it. Maybe up here you will. Yeah. It's side loading the brush, but I have water in it, so it's going to give a nice little fade effect. And I'm going to put a little bit of mist, a little fog here and there. I took up a little too much white, but that's okay. Put it right in there, just on the tip. Matter of fact, I'll have it go right across here. I'll get a little more white toward the tip and just highlight. Some of it here, go straight across. Now I'm going to go right along the bottom. Yeah, right along the bottom in here. Get a little more of the white paint. Just lightly along the bottom here. Just like so. Maybe some behind here a little bit. And up through here. So now you have a little bit of mist going through. Got some of your sun rays. Alright. And there you have it. Looks like a lot more going on than what you actually put into it. But the effect, I believe, is pretty much there. I hope you like what you see. Still, third point perspective, you still give the impression of you're looking upward. Alright? Because of the trunks of the trees are going in the same direction as the horizon point. Horizon line. Alright, now you would figure that it might turn into a 3-point or a 1-point perspective just going upward. But no, your horizon lines here, left and right. Your branches are splaying to the left and right, but getting smaller going towards your horizon line. Still 3-point perspective. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a right. Let me know how you liked or didn't like. If you did like what's going on, give me a like on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. I'll try to get these out.